be quite as long as like I don't know, also like just sidekicks of like 3 hour ones and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Monday
We're
night.
live. We are live. We are live.
Me,
What's good? Okay, so we're live. I'm gonna tweet that and I will
yo too.
Alright, we
put
are
the
live. And then okay.
so
Well,
we're up on uploads, right, or whatever.
yep, we're on mine. Well, okay. So for most of you on here, you do not know these two ladies I'm talking to. This is Bethany and Julia, two girls I got to
Hi.
meet at GeekyCon, which we are talking about tonight.
Um,
This was Julia's thing, so I'm going to turn it over to her. You just use my channel.
Okay, this was supposed to happen on my channel, but like I had trouble setting one up, and I figured out how to, so in the future I will be able to. But it just my internet's been kind of weird tonight, so it's probably better someone else is hosting. We're here to talk about like, cause con season's kind of over, sort of. I know there's some more coming up. I know there's Dragon Con and like, well, Fan Expo for a lot of my friends and like other stuff. But we want to talk about. There's some people thinking about going to GeekyCon next year. Some of our friends. I know some other people I know are interested in going to other conventions such as I know some people want to talk about Anime North. Someone messaged me on Tumblr, and I've been to that one. I don't know much about that one because I've only been for a day. But I'm like, we're gonna talk about geeky mostly, I think, because that's what we've all been to.
Okay.
But also general con advice.
And so yeah, I've been to and plan on going to again Dallas Comic Con this year.
I think people who run
Because
Fan Expo can,
crazy. Mhm.
yeah. Um,
I've just been to the two. Well, I went to GeekyCon this year and LeakyCon last year.
That's right. All right.
I've
Well,
been
I want to start a question because I know I had this last year. Um, what did you two feel? And I'll answer after you guys because it's
Okay.
probably the same thing. How did you guys feel about the atmosphere of, especially for Julia, atmosphere of geeky versus any other con?
okay. Well, I've been to like I went to GeekyCon. This is my first time, obviously. I've been to a variety of other cons. Geeky is among the really good ones, and they're not. Apparently, they're very rare in the U.S. And you guys are both American, and I'm in Canada, so it's a little different here. But it was very, very strong. It's more based on the community than a lot of other cons. Like for example, the Dallas Comic Con and Fan Expo, whatever it is, there's Vancouver one, there's Canada, they have them in the US. Those are way more based on them trying to get money, and they have celebrities and stuff. But like, and if you want to do the shopping and the celebrities, that's great. But I feel like for me, I prefer the more community-based events. So that's what GeekyCon was. They had a whole day for people like meeting each other and everything. Like the panels were very discussion-based. People like actually talked to their audience, which was good. And they had a variety of actual programming rather than just here's a dealer's room and here's some photo booths. So yeah, I definitely really liked it.
Mhm. Do you have anything to add, Beth?
Well, like, I never really ever gone to another con to,
Mhm. Good.
compare it to, but I do. The atmosphere there is really cool. I mean, yeah, like Julia said, it is very like interactive. You do get to
Mhm.
really meet the guests and the other people, and
Mhm.
they're not, and it doesn't feel. It feels more like a reunion almost. Since this is my second year, it felt
Does.
more like
I
a
like that
reunion,
too.
and I got to see all my friends again. Than it, just going to go to panels and stuff. I was more excited to spend time with my friends and see the
I
guests
like how you
again, and
mentioned it
they've
was like a reunion. I really
yeah.
like that because like, I'm kind of um, I'm kind of in Oklahoma, and there's not a
Mhm.
lot of us here because we are very Oklahoma's very not. I don't know. I can't say. I don't know how to say it, but like I don't know very many fangirls, fanboys,
Mhm.
and those I do know aren't as like vocal about it as I am. And so
Mhm.
getting to go to GeekyCon and meet people who I've been online with for over a year now,
Mhm.
like getting to see Julia, I was really excited.
Yeah.
And like everybody I got to like people who I've
Yeah.
been talking to about this stuff, who understand. It was
Yeah.
great because when I went to Dallas Comic Con, Dallas is about 5.5 hours from where I live,
Mhm.
so I didn't know anybody there.
Mhm.
I was by myself, and to be honest, the only time I spent there, it was a 3-day con. I spent 45 minutes there on Friday. I spent 3 hours on Saturday and 2 hours on Sunday because I
Wait,
had
you went
photo
all 3 days
booths.
to that?
Huh?
You went all 3 days to that?
Because I had photo
Oh my
booths
god.
and
Oh my
autographs.
god. Okay,
I
I haven't done
literally
that
I
for sure.
spent more money at the con than I did. I spent more money at that con than I did for the entire trip to GeekyCon.
Oh, wow.
I had a photo booth with Alex Kingston and John
That's
Barrowman,
cool.
and then
That's pretty cool, though.
it was, and then I met Alex, John, and then Stephen Amell and David Ramsey, and so like just
Okay.
meeting them and then getting a photo with the two was more money, plus the 3-day pass I bought was
Yeah.
more money than food, hotel, the convention, the marketplace at Geeky, and
Wow.
Florida's 17 hours away.
Wow.
So I spent more.
Unless, can I go off on this a bit? Because I've been
Yeah.
to cons with the same company. With those
Yeah.
kind of cons, I say, especially if it's your first convention that you're going to, because I know some people watching this are probably going to be, because coming from my channel, a lot of them are going to Fan Expo.
Mhm.
Same thing, but in Toronto. If it's your first con, go for one day. And if you really want certain celebrities or whatever, pick the ones you want the most and go that day.
Yeah.
You will spend so much money in the marketplace. Everything's really expensive at that one. I noticed compared to other cons. I did get some very good deals last year, but they're hard to find. If you go on the last day, usually at cons, that's generally the rule. People will lower their prices.
Yeah.
He was giving out free stuff at Ann Arbor Place at the end, so yeah. But yeah, just do I would suggest for your first con, if it's that kind of con, go for one day. Your wallet will thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just because people tend to get more creative and
I
overwhelmed.
love the you talk about I mentioned atmosphere at Geeky. When you mentioned it was more the special guests. When I was at Dallas, the Dallas Con, they literally hid in the back rooms the entire time. You did not see them unless they're in the panel or at their signing.
Yeah, some of the lesser known
to hang out and talk to them, I had probably one of my favorite experiences, which I know this might come up later, but one of my favorite experiences. I know Julia knows this, and a lot of people who are on my channel know. My goal is to be a director. My goal in life, this is what I want to do, and I was very heavily influenced by Kurt Mega and Joe Moses. I had a full 25-minute conversation with Kurt Mega at the ball about how much he had inspired me, and we got to talking, and he remembered me asking back in February advice on his Facebook page. I was writing a paper, and I had asked him his input in the YouTube community and how he as a creator felt, and he was telling me, and I told him thank you for it. And he told me, he remembered it. He was really, really grateful I thought of him as creator. And so it was I was able to have this conversation with one of the guys who was really heavily influencing what I want to do with my life. And it was really just really awesome because, and he wasn't like, I gotta go. No, he sat there and was genuinely caring about what I said. And I know that didn't happen when I was at Dallas. I met Stephen and Mel, and we were talking 2 seconds. He said, "Hi, I like your name. Thank you. Bye."
Yeah, the only ones at that kind of con I've actually talked to, other than Geeky and Bravo and all the other cons, the ones I actually are based, were a bunch of voice actors, not big name ones either at Fan Expo. And they had a table and talk and stuff, but everyone else was hide. They had to have tons of bodyguards. And it was ridiculous. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. I definitely prefer the guest experiences at the more community-based ones like Geeky and Bravo because I don't know. It's you're actually talking to people who create things, and I find that more rewarding anyway. The actual creators who you can relate to because they're I don't know doing it themselves. They're creating and acting themselves.
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, I really like that, and I find them more interesting now. I find YouTube people and whatever way more interesting than big time Hollywood actors at this point because they're the ones they have to do everything themselves. So it's I don't know, that's just how I've been in the past couple of years. It's that's who I'd rather have a conversation with.
Yeah.
I really liked the panels they had because a lot of them were really well thought out. They had everything from the supernatural panel to a new media creation panel to what your fave was problematic, where it was something, you know, you wouldn't have thought of. Like, who would have
No.
ever thought to make a panel talking about how problems within a fandom? Like, that was the best.
Yeah.
I
That's
loved
neat.
it.
I don't know if you did. Did you go to your favorite problematic, Ashley?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one. I love that one. I could only stay for half of it because I had to go line up for a thing. But
Well, see,
oh
I got
my
to ask a
gosh.
question in that one.
That's cool.
I asked it mainly for Tessa. Like,
Yeah.
and it was really cool. Like, you know, it wasn't a quick, you know, a weird question. It was like, you know, things that, you know, are weird in my mind. I asked, and, you know, she had a really good, her and Kim Rhodes both had a really
Kim
good,
Rhodes rocked that panel.
oh God, yes.
Favorite in the
But
whole
they both
panel.
had a really good,
Kim was my favorite, like on all the panels.
yeah.
Kim was awesome.
She was great. But no, like, they both had, like, really well answers that, you know, helped me, like, try to get over, because, like, I was this, you know, favors problematic, and I was like, well, you know, what if, and I asked her, because, you know, something that bothers me is how some fandoms see themselves better as other fandoms. Like, you know, a problem in the Supernatural show happened the same time something in the Fosters happened, and I'm like, people are acting as this was worse than this, but in my mind they were the same, because you know, they're both my fandom. And I'm like, how do you deal with people who tell you, you know? So it was really cool. Julie, I don't know if you see this, but there's 3 questions right now.
I saw a Twitter question. I just asked
Ashley. Okay, this one's kind of easy.
Duck and No Brack and
Beta Crazy.
but yeah, was there a third one?
Huh?
There's 2
questions. There's 2 questions.
I see 3. Yeah. Well, one's more just a comment and 2 questions.
Yeah. Hi, if you're watching, you know, it's nice. I wanna touch real quick on Ashley's. What can I do for food? Okay.
Depends on the con.
I'll say
Let's say Geeky. You want to go there. I know Ashley wants to go to Geeky.
Yeah. I know my biggest tip is carry a backpack with you or something like that, and bring snacks. I brought trail mix, granola bars, those little applesauce in a packet.
Oh yeah.
Like, I bought food at the con one day, and that was because I didn't eat breakfast. We didn't have time to stop and get breakfast, and I ran out of my trail mix during my second panel. Yeah. So, like, bring food with you, but, you know, if you need, like, an actual meal, they have stuff at least.
They do have it.
Most places have a food court.
Again, because we don't know for sure yet. So.
Well, there was the things right down the street on Industrial though too. There was there was like the McDonald's and the Denny's.
And they had like IHOP and all this other stuff.
Yeah, and then if it's not Orange County Convention Center again, it's looking like it might be at the Hyatt because they have the mini convention center. And I know they had a bunch of restaurants, but I brought a bunch of food too. But he was like, I bring a bunch of food and I like put it in my suitcase. I brought granola bars and protein bars and Cheez-Its and fruit snacks, and I brought those like instant breakfast drinks where, you know, they just like a little bottle, have all the protein. And then it kind of forces me to eat though too, because then I need the room to bring home my merch. Because it is really important to eat when you're at the cons, because a lot of people don't, and then by like Saturday or Sunday they're just like everybody's getting sick and they don't feel good, and it kind of ruins the experience of your con because, you know, you're out of energy and blood sugar's dying. And
when you're buying food, like this goes for basically every convention because all the convention centers are like this. Usually there'll be food for sale in there. It's very expensive or whatever, and there'll be restaurants. Some of them will have specials because I know Anime North and Bravo were both connected with restaurants, and they had specials for the convention goers. But it's still kind of, I'd say, like, make sure to eat, like, they say eat 2 meals a day. Eat one, like, maybe a big meal, like a good meal, and, like, split that. And then the other one should just be, like, snacks, like the trail mix and the whatever. And make sure to bring water. And Geeky has Twitches, which are really good. They're from Harry and the Potters, I believe, the band. And
I live on those.
Sandwich with peanut butter and golden grams in it. And they're only like $3. Actually, someone gave me one for free, but
I have made so many since I've gotten home. It's that I've tried so many different ways. I've used honey. I've used bananas. Someone said to use marshmallow puff. It's great.
Oh my gosh, I saw that. I want to try like chocolate chips. But golden grams I can't really find as much in Canada, so like we're looking because my family likes them too. So
I like this one. Did you guys do the vendor room? And what was your favorite booth? Okay, my favorite booth, and this is because I've seen her on Instagram for the past probably 2 years. was Show Pony Store. I was really excited to go there because she's like everything's handcrafted. It's nerdy. If you watch my Geeky Haul video, which is on this channel, just shameless plug. I mention it. I got a keychain from her, but there was so much there. I probably could have spent 3/4 of my merch money at her booth. I'm actually already looking at her website for some of the bracelets she does.
Okay.
That was probably one of my favorites. And my second favorite, she really wasn't a vendor, but it was in the merch room. She had a booth to herself. Jackie Emerson did something, which was probably the best thing. Like, one of my favorite parts of the con. Like, I plan on doing a video of this separately because I never mentioned it. She did the let's real talk. Let's get real. It was let's get real, and it was just everybody sat on the floor and we just talked. I didn't feel awkward around these people. And I was there right as it opened because her and I were talking as she was setting up, so I helped her kind of set up the table. And her and I were talking, and so I was there right as it started. And Dominic was there, Kurt and Titus were standing beside it, and like I didn't feel uncomfortable at all talking about like I went through some really crappy stuff, and I told everybody this, I've talked about being bullied, I talked about this and this, and like Dominic was sitting right beside me, and Jackie was on the opposite next side of me. I'm like, these people, a lot of people know their names, but I didn't feel any awkward talking to them, So I think that was probably, I know it's not technically a vendor, but I spent
It wasn't a vendor room.
Yeah, she does count, so yeah.
I spent a lot of time at that booth just because, again, it goes back to the atmosphere. It's a family, no matter what fandom you're from. Yeah. It was just a ginormous family who cared about what you were going through.
So supportive. Like everyone, there was group hugging and crying and chocolate. There's a lot of chocolate going on. Chocolate. Sometimes we were crying, we started handing out chocolate. It was great.
Chocolate is wonderful.
Okay. Do you guys know what GLA is? Granger Leadership Academy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to make her go to that and
something. We just need Jackie Emerson's all over the world, and she just needs to travel and do a little. I know she had a chance to do the YouTube thing.
Yeah. Like a speaker or whatever. Or not just a speaker, host workshops, I should say.
Something. I know she wants to get started with a YouTube channel and do it kind of more.
That's supposedly next month, so that's exciting.
Yeah, she said it's in September.
Yeah, I'm excited for her.
That'll come with that. I know Tessa wanted to be involved, or she wanted to get Tessa involved.
Oh, that has to be good for that.
So that'll be great.
This is really nice,
We did get another question or two. Okay. Oh wait, no. Bethany, did you want to talk about what booths you liked? Sorry.
Yeah, I went to the vendor room a lot. Because I have a shopping problem. The Ann Arbor T-shirt company's booth is always fun to go to. They have, all the Star Kid merch and stuff, but the guys are really cool, and they always they have different ribbons and different challenges and stuff you can do. And then Midnight House Elves was really cool this year.
Yeah.
They just have, jewelry and pencils and notebooks and a bunch of other fandom stuff. And I got this really cool ring this year. I don't know if you can see it. It says, Lumos on it. It has the book stars. It was you picked what size ring you want, and they have a few different thickness of bands, and you could pick up to 20 characters, and they would stamp it in for you.
That's cool.
And it's probably one of the favorite things I bought this year.
Gosh. It's a really cool ring. I feel like I have to say Ann Arbor T's booth as well because they gave me free stuff at the end of the con.
Sounds worth it.
So,
I like that.
I bought 2 things from them. I bought a T-shirt and I bought a hoodie, which is that thing right there.
Oh, I don't know.
Other than that, they gave me another free T-shirt, sunglasses, and a snap bracelet. I also went to the Hungarian wand shop. They had, I finally got a wand, and it was actually, the wood I wanted.
Oh, cool.
That's nice.
They never in Wizarding World, the one I wanted. So I'm like, the Hungarian wand shop better have it, and they did. So happy.
That's cool.
I feel like we got a, there's this other booth, I don't know what it's called. They were selling lanyards that look like this.
Oh, yeah.
Them.
Oh,
I don't know what they're called either, but...
I really like them.
Whoever was in, right as you walked in the vendor, and, to the right, they had the underwear.
Yeah.
Whatever booth that was, I loved a lot, because I am a button hoarder. I didn't buy any from them because I ran out of money, unfortunately. I'm a button hoarder, and they had so many buttons. They had, the one I really wanted, they had a Weasley as our king button, and so they had a lot. They had some pretty cool stuff. I don't remember the name of them, and I feel terrible because I wish I did.
I
Yeah.
like Geek because it was a variety. Like GeekyCon's vendor booth.
Yeah.
Like you're saying buttons. Like I barely even saw any buttons compared to like every other con I've been to, and I love buttons. Like everyone sells buttons. It's like I have to pick which buttons I want to buy of the same character. I look at every single booth, like 50 booths of buttons. So like, oh my gosh. But you'd be in heaven, Ashley. You'd be like broke.
I would. I was broke this
I
year.
like the variety, I have to say. Although there was a lot of Harry Potter, which was fine because like we didn't want to lose Harry Potter.
Yeah, I don't want to lose
Yeah.
it. I did like, I don't know, I did like the GeekyCon booth itself, like, because they
Yeah,
were selling all the books of the
Yeah.
authors who were there,
Really.
which, for me, I didn't know, but maybe two or three of the
Yeah.
authors for lit. And so going through and looking at their books, like, I wrote down a bunch of them and plan on getting at the library just because, and it was really cool to see, the variety of people who were there. Like,
Yeah.
we had, we just had, like Veronica Roth, New York Times best-selling
So-
author, to, Jackie Emerson and Tessa Netting. There was
Yeah.
Ty. We had Anthony freaking Rapp.
Mhm.
It's just, the fact that we had such a variety. Sorry, hang on.
Yeah, they do a good job with guests and getting stuff for everyone.
Yeah, it was perfect. Sorry, hang on. I'm getting beeped at. Okay.
We got another question from Ashley, which was, where can you stay when at the con? And we're going to assume, I guess, this is Orlando because
Yeah.
I
it's
think
somewhere
it will be.
we don't really know.
Yeah, it really sounded like it was going to be again. Like, they didn't say it, but Melissa, like, really hinted at it at closing ceremony. Yeah, it's like, it may be in this city again,
I don't see why they wouldn't.
It depends on if they can get like the place at the time they want, because they already have like dates they're doing, and if they were to change those, people would freak. But anyway,
Yeah.
where you can stay. Okay. There's a lot of places in the area. They have 2 hotels that like are like, if you get a big discount if you go to the con, like you, and it's really really good. Bethany and I stayed at the Hyatt Regency,
Yeah.
connected via bridge. I liked it. It was just very intimidating to me because there's lots of business people. But when the other con came up, it was okay. But like, when I walked in there, they had like all this fancy water.
Yeah.
And, like,
That was way above my pay class. Like, I make minimum wage. I do not stay in hotels like that.
I freaked out. Like, and then I saw Noelle and Rebecca, and I felt
Yeah. Yeah, if you were like with other con people, but it's like when you're like stuck in an elevator and everybody's like on their like little tablets, like getting ready to go to their business meeting in like 3-piece suits, and I'm like in like Katniss cosplay with my bow. I'm like, I feel really awkward.
Or if you're in an elevator with Clark on his while he's FaceTiming, that was like the most awkward moment.
Oh, I was in the elevator in my bathing suit. I was going down to the pool, and Kurt walks in. I'm like, really?
I would have melted.
I'm like,
but no, Julie and I were going up to her room, and he was on.
Good. At the Hyatt? Are the pools at the Hyatt good? Because I never got to use them. I was really busy.
I was going to one night, and I didn't end up swimming. I went down there in my bathing suit, and then I didn't go down swimming because no one else was down there.
Party on the first night or the second night or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the other one's called the Rosen or the Rosen Center. I went
Center.
to get lots of food. It was really good. I think I might stay there if I were to go again sometime rather than the Hyatt. I felt a lot more comfortable. If you've been to a Disney World resort hotel, it reminds me of that.
Okay.
I really like that. And it's also connected via Skybridge, which is nice. It's just less intimidating, I find. And then Ashley, there's some other places people stayed. Like you stayed somewhere else. There was like
there's a bunch of hotels down the street, like the main street. What was it called? Industry or something?
Industrial Drive.
And then like
it's like a tourist
International
area.
International Drive. And like there's a bunch of hotels around. We stayed at one that was kind of not really far away, but like considering it was about 5 or 6 miles down the road.
That's not too bad though.
But like with traffic and stuff, it took a little bit to get there. It was nice. It was International Palms Resort, but there's several little, like the Red Roof Inn is just down the road.
I know a lot of people stayed there.
And they had a huge group there. So it's just wherever you find.
And then they do announce.
Best Heights.
Do they typically pick a few hotels and you get like a group discount through GeekyCon with those ones?
Mhm.
if you want to stay. And those ones, yeah, like this year, it was like a little bit more expensive to stay at the Hyatt, but I found it really worth it. That I didn't have to travel. Like I didn't have a car, so I'd have to walk. So it was very nice that it was like connected by bridge, and it made my parents feel a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, that's
Have me
good.
down there by myself.
Yeah.
So for
All
me, it
right.
was worth paying.
I'll be back in a sec, Kay.
Okay. This question is, were there any Star Kids that were there that weren't listed as guests? I hear Corey was there. Yeah, Corey was there, but Corey's also on the
He's a staff.
staff of it, and so Julia was there because she's also staff, but she wasn't there very long.
Robert Manian showed up last minute. He changed and came.
Nick Lang. I still wanted that to be Nick.
I'm pretty sure
You guys, I'm never going away. The reason what?
I said I'm pretty sure Robert was going. I think like they were gonna have him go originally as part of the cat group.
Yeah.
And then something happened on his schedule and he couldn't. And I guess it must have disappeared because he was gonna go. Because he was gonna go and then he wasn't gonna go and then he ended up going. It was really cool. I really liked. I don't know. I feel like having Corey there was kind of fun. Just because like I had never met Corey before. I met a majority of them last year at summer season. And I had never met Corey before, but I had an opportunity to meet him at Darren's Listen Up concert. But he was just so busy.
Oh yeah, you told him that story. I was there.
I told him about that. Okay. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Oddly enough, okay, like you know how he's like the behind the scenes guy or whatever. He does the YouTube channel. Yeah, I was worse with him than anyone else in Star Kid. I don't know why.
He was great.
He was great. Like you didn't see me with him, but yeah.
I was really depressed because Julia's one of my favorite Star Kids, like of them all, and I was unable to go to her little meetup thing because I had a panel that I had promised I really needed to see. And so I didn't see her, and then she tweeted she was heading to the airport, and I'm like, I was gonna look for her all day, but.
At least you got to see her last summer.
I did see her last year, and so it was pretty cool.
I'm just sorry. I'm like anyone who's like, sorry, you got to meet her. It's like I'm still waiting to meet Nick Lang, and I can't go to Michigan because certain issues.
Oh.
So it's like, dang
I want to go to Michigan. I do. I just don't think I'm gonna have the money by then because I'm still paying my parents back for the trip to Geeky, and I'm saving for a concert in March.
I'm saving for other stuff too. I think I have the money. I don't know. I'm probably gonna go to something they do next year because I probably can't go to Geeky. So hopefully they do something that I can afford.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
But seriously, I even told Nick, okay, you have to be there at the next Star Kid event I go to for my sanity because you saw how I was with these people.
Yes.
We're not gonna get into that here. That's not for this video. I don't want to relive that. Any other questions?
Ashley just asked how much money should she take.
It just depends on like what you plan on doing.
I would definitely budget money for food every day, even if you don't use it, because I'd rather have it and then at like Sunday have extra merch money than be starving.
My dad paid for a lot of the stuff while we were there, so meals. Just because my dad was nice enough to offer to come along.
Same.
Because my
I went by myself, so I got the deal there.
My original plan fell apart because the girl I was going to stay with ended up not being able to go. So he offered to come with me and just be an extra hand, and he ended up paying for a lot of the meals and stuff. So I went with $125 in my pocket, and that was enough. Like I don't regret anything I did. There's not one thing I was like I wish I would have like I'm not hitting myself. If I had enough money, if I had like unlimited money, I would have bought every Star Kid shirt. Yeah. Because I only bought one, and there was 4 that I was debating on. Like I ended up getting Snape's. I saw it on the internet. It's most definitely real. Just because Jomo is, like I said, he's a huge.
Yeah, I got this one, and then they gave me a free one.
I wanted that one. I wanted the McKinley Quidditch team.
That one's cool.
I'm a nerd.
That one's good.
And then I really wanted the. I've always wanted the. I wanted the hoodie, the tin can hoodie. Oh, like the minute he tweeted about that, I wanted that one. But,
I got that. Yeah. I got that. I was so happy. I had money on the last day, and I'd spent like less than $100 the whole weekend, the whole trip. And then it's like, oh yeah, the last day I spent like $100 on the last day.
That's funny.
See, like
so I got the hoodie. That's it. That's the hoodie.
What I did is I got a job specifically to fund Geeky. Because my parents didn't want me to have a job just to be responsible and time management crap. So I saved basically all my money for this. And this is the one time a year I splurge and buy stuff for myself. So I won't crazy overboard, but this is the only time of year I really buy anything. So it depends on how much funds you really have, how much you should bring. I did bring cash with me because not all the vendor booths have. Most of them have the little square or whatever, but some don't. So it's always good. Plus, it's always good to have cash to tip in an emergency. So I think I had $80 in cash, but I hid most of that. And only had a few in my wallet, and then I had my debit card, which I ended up I used if I could because it's just easier for me. So I ended up spending a lot, but it really depends on financially how much you have.
If you want to I feel I don't know, for money, make sure to, it depends on I don't know, if you know you're going to be spending a lot on merch, you got to spend more money for merch, but if you know you want to do more experiences, pay for the extra tickets, Lit, or if you want to do Rockstar, or if you want to do Open at the Close of the Park event, which might be next year, I've heard.
Yeah. I plan on doing, I know right now, after going this year, it gave me a better idea of what, I'm not kicking myself at all. I had an amazing experience.
Yeah.
But I also saw things I wanted to do better next year.
Yeah.
I want to go for Rockstar. I want to get there a day early.
Yeah, me too.
I got there Thursday morning.
I got there Wednesday afternoon, so yeah.
And I kind of wish I would have gotten there Wednesday morning because, people I've been talking to online got there early and they hung out and they did stuff in the hotel lobbies. They went swimming. They went and got food. I'm I want to do something where I get to know the people too. It's just, you have to experience. I like how we're doing this, talking about it, but you have to experience it for yourself too.
I don't regret I don't really regret not doing things. Next time, I might want to spend more time doing stuff in the evenings and then get up later. I don't really care that much about the signings and the photo booths as much, so I'd be I might do the park event depending on money, but I might have to give up Lit to do that, which I'm not really sure. And then there's I'd probably do Rock, which I really wanted to do this year, but I was so tired because I was so drained by that point in the day. But I really like the Wizard Rock community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to add about experiences is when the HPA does their big charity, and there's the other charity thing too, the big ones. They have cool perks that work at GeekyCon. For $75, I got to go to opening ceremony rehearsals for 2 hours.
Oh my god.
And so to me that was worth it because it was a lot of fun. And then I went, and it was so different seeing it with everybody in costume and stuff. But it was kind of cool to see where they came from. And I know they had that you can get witch bands there, which is.
I do want to look into the Sphere on how to do those because that was really awesome.
And you can get the port keys so you can skip the lines. And there's other perks there too. And so sometimes some of those would be worth missing out on some merch for because you said sometimes the experience is more fun.
The thing is, I really was sad I didn't get to do the rehearsal specifically because of issues with the payment. But at the end, I don't regret it because there was meetups I really wanted to do at that time. It turns out anyway, so it worked out. Maybe next time, I don't know. The next question is photo booth.
Let's talk to photo booth real quick because I have to get going.
I'll be back.
Okay. I'm gonna I really liked the photo booth that they did this year. I don't know if they had done it before any other way. Because you went last year, you said.
Yeah.
I really liked how they did it because
with the wristbands.
It gave everyone a chance. And then I loved how at the end, if there was any left, they just started handing them out.
Yeah.
So what they do is you get up at, they start at 8 o'clock, they open the doors, and you go in, and you get in a line for who you want that day. There's wristbands, and there's signings and photo booths on
different sides of the rooms.
And you go and get in line, and you draw, they have GeekyCon bags, and you draw for a ticket. They have so many tickets for the wristbands, and if you pull one out that says ticket, you win a wristband. And you have to have a wristband for the photo booth. But I love it because it's different than most cons, because most cons you have to pay for the photo booths, up to $200. It's crazy.
Yeah. And then when they do the wristbands, they didn't do the wristbands with photo booths last year. It was just kind of show up in line.
Ooh.
And so there'd be hundreds of people at these things. And so I got my Star Kid photo booth last year, but there were 7 people in that photo who got stuck in my photo booth I have never seen before. I mean, not that I don't mind it. It was just this year you got your solo photo if you wanted. There were people who had their group of friends they all wanted to get their picture with, and that's cool. But to me it was awkward getting pictures with all these strangers I don't know.
Yeah.
So I liked how they did the wristbands, that you could get your
Yeah, it
solo
was
picture
good.
and you're like one-on-one time with, like, you don't get much time for the photo booth as it is, but you really got no time with the people at the photo booths when there was like 6 or 7 of you in the same 25
Yeah.
seconds.
And because of the like they had that limited amount of people,
Hmm.
I feel like you had more time to interact with
Yeah,
the
you
people
did.
in their photo booth. Like I know Thomas Sanders,
Thomas Sanders.
the volunteers were starting to get upset with him because he was literally taking 5 minutes for every person.
Hmm. But it
So
was
that
sweet.
was not that it was really sweet. I know I personally with Jackie and the Warblers, they were very open to any pose. Like
Yeah.
they were doing so
They did
many
that
cool
butt touch.
things. They did the butt
They
touch.
did
We did awkward. We did a awkward prom photo where it looked like Dom, Kurt, and I went as a trio.
That's
Um,
sweet.
and Dominic's face made my life. Oh my gosh, he because it Kurt grabbed his waist really weird around it, and then he's up behind me going.
Mhm.
So like it just like I know the photo booths I feel like, and I liked the lines because I got to meet people in line.
Yeah.
I was standing was it no? It's Tessa, either Tessa or Joe's photo booth. I was standing next to the two the two people cosplaying as Fred and George
Oh, I said
with the with the halo and then the bandage
they
here.
did you?
They were so cool. Like they were so sweet, and I got to talk to
Oh,
them.
they're
I
so
love
fun.
That's really
um,
good.
I love being able to meet people, and you're in line, so you get to you
Yeah.
like the same person, so you have something in common
Yeah.
already. So that was really cool. It's kind of weird at first, the concept of waiting in line and hopefully getting a wristband, because when I read that first, I got upset. I got
Yeah.
flat out,
But
like
it's
I was
really
gonna be
Same,
not that
honestly.
big of an
I told
issue.
my mom like I was gonna be so mad if I did not get a wristband for Anthony Rapp's photo booth. That was the highlight of my
Mhm.
schedule. Like I wanted to meet this man. Like I knew ever the people would be walking around, I wouldn't
Yeah.
feel bad talking to them. Like I pulled almost everybody aside, like fine, but I couldn't talk to Anthony Rapp to save my life. I
Mhm.
rambled on so bad. I felt like he thought I was mental. It was
At
terrible.
least you talked to some people. Okay. Honestly, I got nervous. Most of the people I happened to see were Star Kids, and I wanted to see more than that. Like, I wanted to talk to Mary Kate and Max a lot,
Mhm.
but they
I
never
didn't
were.
get to
They were
see
never
Mary
around.
Kate.
What? What? What?
I said I wanted to see Mary Kate. I didn't actually
I
ever
know.
get
I
to see
saw her at
her.
Muzzled and at the dance, and that was it.
I didn't even
But
see her.
yeah,
Like
okay. What
she
was I
doesn't
saying?
exist. Talking to my friends.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So basically, like Julia and I think Corey were like, oh my gosh, they were like trying not to laugh at how nervous I was. I think.
Oh yeah, that was no, it was cool.
Like, yeah,
Okay,
no, I didn't mean it. This isn't New Year. This was the end of the con, and Julia was at our meetup. But like, oh my
yeah,
gosh,
yeah.
so you couldn't have been that bad. Anthony Rapp though, you did his photo booth, right? I have to ask. Okay, Did he look like pissed off to you?
Not really.
I've
He's
heard
a
some
very,
things.
he's a very, he's very is it intro, not, he's an introvert.
Introvert.
He's not very out there, which is
Uh-huh.
really weird for being a theater. He's a theater,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
he is the opposite of who he looks like on stage. Like,
Huh.
when I met him, after the photo booth, about 2 hours later, I saw him he was talking to Melissa in the, marketplace, and I kind of stood away from him, just kind of watching him, just because like Anthony is a huge inspiration in my life. I've been watching him for years now, and he's just great. And so I kind of was just watching him, kind of just observing. And one of the guys I had met that day at the con was like, "Ooh, Ashley, are you gonna go talk to him?" I'm like, "No, I can't do that. I cannot just go interrupt him. He's talking to Melissa. I can't do that." And so he grabs my arm and pulls me over there and pats him on the back. Goes, "Ashley's too shy, but she wants to say hello." And like
It's the same thing that happened to me. Oh my gosh, that's good.
he goes, "Hi," and like we talked for just a few seconds, and like I said, I rambled on, but it was very clear like not that he didn't want to talk, it's just he wasn't comfortable.
Uncomfortable.
He was
He
very
was
Yeah.
like
uncomfortable.
grateful for it though.
But that's what, and like, I don't know, Julie, if you saw my reply to you on my Instagram picture, you said, "Oh my gosh, he's actually seems to be somewhat okay with
Oh,
you."
that was you. Okay, I wasn't sure. I
Yeah,
knew he
yeah, it
was
was
in
me.
someone's
He,
photo. I
and
didn't
but
see the
and I
reply yet.
commented and said that we kind of joked around right before the picture was taken because he asked me where I came from and I said I drove from Oklahoma. He goes, "Hey, I filmed there. I filmed there about 20 years ago." I'm like, "Yeah, I hate it." He goes, "Yeah, I did too." So like
So,
that was something we both laughed at, and so he kind of I made Anthony smile, which was great because he was
sorry,
very
my other one or two of my other friends had kind of like bad experiences with him at the photo booth, so I'm glad you had a good one.
yeah,
I'm
he
glad
was,
someone did.
and then
But
he
yeah,
from then on he knew me as the what the
Oklahoma.
hell? Yeah, I'm the girl from Oklahoma. And
That's
Yeah,
cool.
then
I had like the good thing was I was kind of like I don't know. It's good that like I find it easier when someone else can like introduce you to
yeah,
someone. Yeah, like
that
you
was
don't have to be
something I didn't get.
awkwardness.
That I
So
didn't
you
get.
were lucky to get that.
Yeah, it was. But the next day, at his signing, which was really sweet because I put my shirt down and he asked me to hold it so he could sign it better, and I did. And he looked at me and goes, "Wait, didn't I meet you yesterday?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, the Oklahoma." I'm like, "Yep."
Yeah.
And so
See,
like the fact that he just that was one thing. The con seemed so much. They said it was like 60% less people than last year,
yeah, it was way
which
smaller this year.
I
60%?
feel
Really?
It
That
was
much?
really small this year.
which I feel helped a lot just because like Kim Rhodes remembered me.
Yeah.
Like I took a photo with her on Saturday and Sunday. I found her in the marketplace and to ask for a picture, just because I don't feel like my photo booth was gonna come out really well. So I was like, "Can I get a selfie?" She goes, "Of course." Wait, didn't you come to my photo booth yesterday? I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "You can take as many pictures as you want. You want it?" I'm like, "You're so sweet."
But seriously, was there only 2,000 people there? Like
That's
it
what
felt
they
like
said.
more.
Yeah, a
It
little.
felt like more. It
It
felt
It
like
was
felt like
really
more.
small this year compared to
It
last.
felt like three, 500, whatever.
Mhm.
Because Bravo has like this year, Bravo had 4,500,
Oh my
and
god.
Oh,
like it didn't,
wow.
and Geeky still felt bigger.
Yeah. Okay, I
Actually,
like.
Bravo had more than that. Bravo had 46 something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, okay. I really, really like this question. She asks, what panels did you guys prioritize over others? Um,
My
it
own,
was
because I had to run them.
very true. But like
That's
the
a,
ones you went to, how did you like pick which one was meant? Like I know Saturday at 4 and Saturday at noon they had
oh,
like all
yes.
the main panels.
The biggest things.
So how did you pick
What?
like what you wanted to do more than other? Like I know I had a big problem at 9 a.m. on Friday. I had John Cozart, the Glee meetup, and the new media creation panel.
Oh.
And I really, really wanted
Mhm.
to go to the new media creation because pretty much anywhere that Kurt Mega was, I was.
Me and
So
Tessa. That's what I'm like with Tessa.
that, and I will admit that to his face. I've told him 1,000 times how much he means to me.
Mhm.
So like we're doing GeekyCon pen pal letters, and I wrote my pen pal and I we both have said we worship anything Kurt Mega touches. So like I wanted to see him so bad there because I want to be a director. I want this is going to be my life. But John Cozart, like I'm a
Yeah.
huge
Yeah,
Cozart fan.
he's cool.
And then I'm a Glee. I've been with Glee almost since the beginning. So it's like I want to do something, you know. So I ended up going to like the very beginning of John's and then the end of and then
Oh, you were
rest
at
of
Glee meetup?
media. Huh?
You were at Glee meetup?
No, I didn't go to the Glee
Oh, I thought
meetup.
you said Glee meetup. Oh,
No, first part of John, and then I finished up in with the new media creation.
hang on. Sorry, hang on.
You're fine.
Well, I'll do this. I'll say
Yeah,
mine
no
while
worries.
she's waiting. So, like, okay, so it sounds like you're Kurt's to you, Kurt's my Tessa. Like, I'm that to Tessa, what you are to Kurt. See, like, basically, first I saw that Tessa was a bunch. So, I at least, like, put those down. Because, like, when I do, like, my schedule, I do, like, drafts almost.
Yeah, I did
And,
that.
yeah, and so, like, first I did Tessa, but I know what I really wanted to do was when I went last year. I went to the body image panel, and last year it was
Great.
Dom and Devin Little and Jackie Emerson. But it was, like, life-changing. And so when I saw that it was on the schedule again this year, I knew I had to go.
Was this
It was
body
really
image? Sorry.
Yeah, this was body image panel. And that's
probably one of the things of the weekend.
yeah, definitely. Last year during GeekyCon when I was there in 2014, like I loved every single moment of the weekend, but it was at that panel where I'm like, this is my, kind of like everybody was open up and everybody was so comfortable with each other that I felt, and I told Jackie this and she was cried, that like I felt that I needed to be back because I just felt so, important, so loved and all that stuff. So when I saw that was on my panel, I'm like, but that was at like Saturday at 4 too, when there was like a million other things, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I'm like, well, that's too bad. That's what I need to do and go to. And then I did a lot with Tessa. And then, like there was like the Mena Gilmore Girls panel I really went to because I'm new into that fandom, so I thought it'd be fun to meet people in that fandom. Because
that's really cool. I think the hardest thing to do, like how to prioritize these, like I feel it, because someone like me who is in 90% of those fandoms that were there, almost every panel has something to offer me.
Yeah.
But I feel like picking those was something. I tried picking my panels on how I live my life.
Yeah.
And how I'm going to, like I said, new media creation. I wanted to do that for my career. Your fave is problematic. I've been having problems, with. I like a lot of little fandoms. Kill me. I'm not a big Sherlock fan, as I have Sherlock up here.
Mm-hmm.
I like him, and I like the idea of it.
Most of the fandoms I've been big in, you guys have probably never heard of.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
I would rather sit and watch The Fosters all day than, well, no, I can't say that anymore. I love Supernatural just as much. But I'm new into Supernatural. I'm new into Sherlock. I'm new into, Doctor Who I've been watching for a while. And so
For my answer to this question, the what did you prioritize or whatever, I didn't really have any conflict issues. I was worried I would, like major conflict issues. Like I had panels at the same time as other stuff. Like the one thing I was really sad to have to miss was How to Disney, which was at the same time as this panel on Saturday I did, which no one showed up at, that everyone said they were going to go to and then they didn't. Ironically enough.
Because everyone was at How to Disney.
Yeah, because everyone went to How to Disney, and they said, I don't know. But like the other thing was like, so basically, I had this problem at my other con I went to this year, Con Bravo, the one I'm staff at. There was a panel that this guy like was doing a movie, and then there was this other guy like who was doing a thing, and I decided because one of them had never been to the con before, and I hadn't seen him, and so I wanted to see him. So it's like my rule is if you get to see one panel or one program like as for each guest you like, that's pretty good. Like, you can't go to every panel your favorite guest is running. And for Geeky, I picked things that other cons didn't offer. Like, cosplay positivity and all that, yes, that's great. That's, like, at every con. With females on the internet, that's, like, every con. And I'm not saying they shouldn't have them. They're good panels. It's, like, but I can go to them at other cons. Like, one major thing I really wanted to do, and I was so happy to do it, was the escape room thing.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Because, like, I've never had that.
I was unable to do that because because the time I originally signed up for was the timing of the Warbler. The Warbler and Jackie's photo booth. And I really wanted that memory. I wanted that to. Yeah. I know, especially after the con. What's his face said? I'm sorry, Corey. Corey said that they were going to be doing it next year. And so,
well, it said Volume 1, so I naturally assumed they would, unless it really sucked.
Yeah, well, he said,
who is this person?
Okay, I don't know, they left. Okay, that was weird.
Okay.
Garrett Anderson.
But he said, the last group, some of them tried taking some of the props with them. And he's like, I need those for next year.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter. I'm like, oh no.
So now knowing that that's going to happen, like, that's something I want to immediately put my name in for next year. It's kind of a trial and error thing, I feel like.
And you can always change last minute.
And it feels,
you can.
Yeah. And I feel like, it's, someone told me this, and I use, like, whatever. I know I'm a schedule person. Don't go with the schedule, but don't think you're going to follow it.
Yeah.
And that's
it's like a line, almost.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I followed my schedule for the most part for this one.
I did
There's a few things that changed, but like for the most part, I followed it.
It seemed like the longer the weekend, the less I followed my schedule.
Yeah. Like I found out, like, one thing I love about Geeky, which I didn't really feel like this at Dallas Comic Con, the panels are so laid back that if you want to leave, you leave. I didn't feel comfortable in one of the meetups on Thursday, so I
Which meetup? Oh no, do you not want to call them out? It's okay.
I don't want to call them out because it was one I was really looking forward to. Okay. But I got in there and, like, I guess maybe it was because it was just, like, I had just gotten there and it was, I didn't know a single person in the room. I feel like that might have been, I don't think it was person running it because she seemed like such a sweet person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like it just wasn't for me. And so I nicely got up and walked out, and I felt comfortable doing that. Same thing with John's show. I went in, watched the beginning, and I nicely got up and slipped out to go.
Yeah.
That's what I had to do at the Famous Problematic thing, although it was kind of awkward because I was like right at the front because that's where everyone went. And I'm like, okay, leaving. I have to go line up now.
Yeah, it's like,
But yeah, it was cool. Yeah, by the way, Dallas Comic-Con and anything that has the word Comic-Con in it other than San Diego, which might be changing to another city soon, and New York Comic-Con, it probably is going to suck. It's going to be about shopping and maybe, if you're lucky, celebrities.
Yeah. Well,
that's just a rule of thumb to everyone.
Oh, yeah. I liked it just because, like, I'm excited. I'm hoping to go to Dallas this year just because of the guests. But, like, after going to GeekyCon, part of me doesn't want to go because, I don't want to spend money. Like, I don't have much money. I work my butt off. I work at a daycare. I've been working at a daycare since I turned 16. That's been 3 years, 3.5, 4 years now. And so it's like all my money that I made went to Dallas Comic-Con. I spent over $200 for one picture.
That's I would never do that for anyone, I don't think. Like, it's just not worth it to me.
Maybe J.K. Rowling.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
But that's her, so.
I did it for John Barrowman, and I am unashamed to say it, so.
I do it for J.K. Rowling, and I do it for Ellen DeGeneres. That's
Ellen I would do.
Ellen. No, well, yeah, I don't know.
I do Ellen. Well, do Ellen with the picture.
Together,
she's like 50 years old.
John and Alex together, and that's never, like, ever happened. Like, they've never done a Comic-Con together. And then, and they both are my favorite, like, actors and actresses. Like, I grew up watching Alex Kingston in ER with my mom.
Okay.
And John Barrowman became my favorite, like, because he's not just an actor. He's a theater person. Oh, my gosh. Like, he's a performer. And so, like, I was really, when I found out he was coming, like, I immediately told my mom, like, I'm going to Dallas. I'm going to go see him.
Yeah. I go to Fan Expo. I've been to Fan Expo for the last 2 years. It's like Dallas Comic-Con. It's a zoo. It's crazy. Everything's mad expensive. Con Bravo and Geeky this year made me decide to do another event instead, and I don't feel bad. Although Fan Expo is actually trying this year, which is sad, because they're trying to have more, like, experiences. Like, they're having a breakfast with a bunch of people.
That's fun.
And so, like, maybe, like, and they were going to have Harry Potter people, and then most of them failed.
Yeah.
But
that's
I guess
one thing. They're supposedly getting a bunch of Harry Potter characters for Dallas Comic-Con. Like, Bonnie's already been confirmed.
Yeah, Bonnie quit ours. Bonnie quit.
Well, there's a rumor that they have 2 more huge announcements. Well, I know the twins are doing a bunch of Comic-Cons.
The twins are doing Fan Expo. They're the only ones from Harry Potter that are now because I think the others quit.
And so, like, a bunch of, like, they're doing a lot of the little ones. So I'm really, if they end up going, I probably will go just to go see their panel, and I'll just do the one day that their panel is. I'm not going to spend all that money. I will probably try and maybe stalk them, but, I'm not that terrible, I promise. Anybody watching this, I'm not that horrible. No. When I talk big. Like, I told my friend I was going to stalk Kurt Mega, which I didn't.
Well, I mean, you guys saw me stalking people at Geeky. I mean, like, that's what you do, kind of. It's not, like, creepy.
It's not like stalking. It's like you wait until they run into you. Yeah. Like, they all just chill in the room.
I followed people around. It was...
But I did. I am proud of myself. I was very nervous to meet Lauren Lopez again. I thought I was going to freak out. Yeah, well, because
Lauren's the sweetest.
She was.
I don't know. Like, I've never talked to Lauren. I don't know what I'd say to her. She's just like, I don't know. Yeah. She just seems. I know she's very introverted, so I don't know what I'd do. It'd just be pretty awkward.
Yeah. Well, she made my summer season experience really awesome. Like, you saw in your video.
Cool. I don't dislike her.
You put in your video. The conversation I had with her about how she was really sweet at summer season. I loved it. Her, Joey, and Clark walked by me, and I was like, "Oh, hi, Lauren. Hi, Joey." And they're like, "Oh, hey," and I'm like. And, like, I kept walking right past them, like, was I calm? Was that calm? Did I sound creeped out? Because I'm thinking to myself now, I just said hello to them and was okay? Like, that was the whole feeling.
Oh my gosh. You saw me walking back on the last day. We saw Clark in the elevator, and then we saw a bunch of them coming down when we were going back, and I was like, nope, I'm not having any of this.
Brian, Meredith, and Joe. That was
That's
hilarious.
because Brian and Clark are the most intimidating people ever.
I loved Clark. Oh my gosh, he was so
Clark's
sweet.
hilarious.
I was like, when they came back and they were like, had to go back to the hotel real quick, but like when we ran over to see if when Jomo was down there after we went to your room, he he had come back, but him and Joe were leaving again, and I didn't realize it. So I was like, "Oh, Clark, can I get a picture?" Unless you're busy. If you're leaving, I understand. You can go. He goes, "Yeah, I'm in a hurry, but I'm gonna take a picture with you anyway."
Oh.
You're so
Awesome.
nice to me.
See, Clark and Brian are like the two, like, I knew, especially because Nick Lang wasn't going to be there, I'm, like, not talking to these guys. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just watch them from afar, like, I don't know. Like, Clark always looks, like, very serious and, like, he's, like, I don't know, not really into talking to people. And Brian just is, like, I don't know what he's like on any given day.
Yeah.
Like, he changes all the time. He's really funny. Like, him making fun of all the Joey fangirls was one of the highlights
That was
of
pretty funny.
That's perfect.
But,
oh my
because
gosh.
I do
Oh my
that all the
god. Just because you know that's so true. Like seriously.
So annoying.
Which is cool. I just, I love how all of them by the end of the con were really good friends. Like the fact that Ty and Robert went to Disney World for 2 days afterwards
Yeah.
and just had a blast. I'm like, and there's a huge age difference there.
Oh, there's yeah.
And I'm like, you guys like, and then how
Oh, and Kirsten Hippie with like Julia and Corey. She was
What?
friends with.
What? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Kirsten Hippie, you know the girl who
Yeah.
performed
Yeah,
before.
I love her.
Yeah, she was friends with a couple of them too now.
Yeah. And like it's so cool. And the funny thing is, did you see on Twitter today she posted a time hop and she
Yep.
was making a totally awesome bracelet.
With the totally awesome thing like a million times in the thing.
Yeah.
That was so dumb. That was so funny. Yeah, she's only like a year older than us, eh?
Really?
Because we're all 19, right?
Yeah.
I think she just turned 20.
She's such a sweetheart. Like
I think Jack Emerson only turned 21 this month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised. I like Googled her and I wanted to see what else she was in, Jackie, because
Yeah.
I'd seen her in Hunger Games and a couple other things, and I'm like, whoa, she's young. I
Yeah.
thought she was like 23 or 24.
Yeah. Well, see, that's how I feel. I don't know. It was funny because like I was talking to Kirsten Hippie because like I stopped her while I was waiting in line for Tessa at her booth. I stopped her and I was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, like, I loved your set the other night, and then I caught you when you were doing it in the hallway the other day. I wanted to say I just really enjoyed it. And we talked for a minute, and like she was super sweet. Like just me, like I don't know, it was really cool because I feel like there was never a moment when you ran across someone who was not nice.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think there was. I did see some people at the ball getting rejected by guests, like they wouldn't talk to them, which was weird.
I
Balls-
don't think it was really somebody was rejecting them. I did see where this happened. I know what you're talking about. It was more, I don't know, I feel like some of the guests felt like if they said something to someone, then everybody would, yeah.
Yeah,
so,
but
like,
they talked
that's what
to me, and
happened with
then other
Dylan.
people started approaching him. This person talked to me, and then everyone else started approaching him, and he said no.
I don't know. The guests
Okay,
are
I know
weird
that's
at the
what
ball.
happened
They
with
have them in
Dylan.
that like weird little.
Yeah, I know that happened to Dylan. Dylan didn't really talk to anybody because my friend Taylor and I stood back from him because he was talking to the security guard who was watching the VIP area, the guest area, and so we kind of stood back for a while, and we were going to talk to him because he was the only star kid at that time I had never met, and so I really wanted to talk to him and just say hey, and so we waited, and he's turned around and saw us, but then went back into the guest area.
Mm-hmm.
And so I understand, like, if they did it for us, he'd have to do it for everyone. And
Yeah.
that's how Joey was. Like, he said hi to Maya. Took a really fast, like, they were literally Taylor, and when other girls said hi, he just said hi back. Like, he felt like
He
he
actually
couldn't
had like
stop.
a conversation with me at the ball, and I'm
Okay,
like,
but he
whoa.
was
And then
really
I found
drunk
out everyone
then.
was trying to find him. I felt so. What did you say?
He was really
drunk.
drunk when he found you, though.
I know though.
He was
He
way
wasn't that drunk because he knew who I was. He knew my name.
He was definitely under some
yeah.
alcohol at that point. I saw him.
He had to be, but like.
That's okay. Kurt was tipsy when we talked. It was great.
He had to be because he was giving me a back rub, but then he knew who I was, so I'm like, how drunk is he? Like,
How
he's
bad
not
are
totally
you?
over the edge.
It was great. I'm excited. I'm excited for when I turn 21 and then be able to go to the ball because it'll be great.
See, my birthday's always like the week before the ball, so I'm gonna wait and have my first drink at the ball.
Me too.
Oh my
Mine's like
gosh.
2 months before, but still, like, me too. That's what I'm gonna do. We can
You
do it
guys should
together.
come up here because then y'all can like drink.
I know, I couldn't even drink over there.
But yeah, it's
So I can
crazy.
drink now here, but I can't drink there.
Yeah. I really like football. Like everybody on here knows my love for Kristen. Everybody on my channel does. And so like to be able to hang out with her at the ball was really, really, really awesome. Like everybody had a highlight of the ball, and I have to say I danced with Clark and Meredith, and that was awesome.
Yeah, I was there too. I was in that circle. That was fun.
Yeah, because I drug you over there.
Yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, it was great. I love Clark. I love Meredith. But being able to dance with Kristen, like we literally like had a conversation and hung
I was
out
there
and danced,
for that too.
and it was so nice, just because she might not mean anything to most people, but to me, like she means a lot, and so it was really cool to have
seen her stuff. She's good.
another guest, like not there as a special guest, but another con goer.
Yeah.
Who also like means a lot to me to be able to spend time with. I felt like I was bugging her. What the heck?
I think she really liked you, honestly. Like, it's funny because I thought I was bugging someone, and I thought they didn't like me, and then my friend told me they liked me. But, like, no, I think you genuinely liked you.
Yeah, well, I felt like I did, and, like, I messaged, like, I posted something on Instagram, and her sister commented, and so, like, it really meant a lot, like, to know that they seemed to really care. And then she put me in one of her vlogs, like, when we were dancing Don't Stop Believing. That's in her vlog, and then when she got back to her room, she mentioned, she's like, yeah, we got to dance with Ashley, who is an awesome subscriber. So I was like really excited, because I felt like I was bugging them through the ball, because I saw her a couple times. Like I saw Jenna one time without Kristen, and so I said hi to Jenna. I was like, hey Jenna, how are you? And so I was like, I feel like they felt like I was kind of stalking them, but I wasn't. I just happened to run into them because I was in like 5 different panels with Kristen. Because we just, we like a lot of the same stuff. So,
yeah.
It was fun. Okay.
I like her videos.
She's great.
I've just asked for more questions, and I asked on Tumblr too.
Okay. I'm looking.
Hang on.
One thing I'm thinking, I had a question a second ago, because I'm really curious of your thoughts. Oh, you have one?
Oh, no, I don't. I thought I did.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, okay. I can't remember if you did, Julie. Bethany, you said you cosplayed, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a little bit. I wasn't doing too much this year.
Okay.
I just did Katniss, I guess, because I wasn't doing Ravenclaw, but it got too hot, so I went back and changed.
Okay.
So what'd you ask? What's your favorite cosplay?
Well, I said, like, did you cosplay?
Yes.
I couldn't remember if you did. Oh, yeah, you did.
I wanted to cosplay a lot more and like a lot more elaborately, but the thing is I could only bring one suitcase because I didn't like check baggage. So I did Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas, I didn't do the wig and the blue face paint because that's like too much for a con.
What was your
I did Ravenclaw outfit. What?
Experience with other people? Like, how was it taken? Because I was going to, like, I had all my stuff with me, but I had a few problems, and then I decided my Hermione outfit was like dealt with
other people. What did they say?
Yeah, like was there any?
Like I've never had any backlash for any con I've been to for anything with cosplay. Backlash. I've heard horror stories from other cons I've never been to, and not even like Fan Expo had that problem. So I don't really know. I can't really like.
The only comments I got were positive ones.
Yeah, I've never gotten any or seen any on cosplay.
Like I know, I ran into a girl dressed up as Prim that day, so we took a picture together because it was kind of fun because Katniss and Prim. And then like I had the first arena jacket, and a lot of people really liked that. And they're like, "How much long do you take it to make?" I'm like, "I got it on Amazon for like $50."
Wow. I had planned on dressing as River Song, but
that'd been cool.
Happened. And then I was gonna do Dark Hermione. I had Hermione's outfit, and I was gonna wear a Slytherin tie, and I had I had an AVPM's dark mark on my arm. I was gonna do that, and then I had like a book that said how to draw, because I love kids way too much. And so like I had that stuff, but there was a few problems, and then the Hermione one was way too hot to wear because it was really warm and stuff.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I started wearing my Ravenclaw stuff the one day. I didn't have the robes. I just had like the sweater and the knee socks.
Yeah.
But I thought
it was. Sorry, go ahead.
It was but like with all the extra layers and stuff, because I had like the button-up shirt and then the sweater, it just got too hot, so I went back and changed really quick.
I thought I was gonna be upset maybe that like I wasn't doing cosplay like every day like as extensively as I wanted to, because like I rarely ever get to because Bravo on staff and I have to wear a shirt and I can't cover that shirt. Fan Expo I have to go on a train there usually, so it's like kind of awkward. and like I don't want to bring a lot of stuff to change into, but like I don't know what the good thing is here, because like there's so many like niche small fandoms at Geeky. And they have like the shirts and stuff, so everyone just wears the merch, and it's not weird, and you don't get questioned about it, which is nice. So I got to wear this one day, although I did wear Ravenclaw stuff with it. And on the last day, I bought the Tin Can Brothers hoodie and wore that with like a Harry Potter shirt.
Yeah, I'd say that was one thing I really enjoyed. I wore my nerd shirts. I wore my One of a Kind Star Kid shirt I made last year for and of course, when I had Dylan signed it, he gave me a hard time because I made it for Jeff, because Jeff's is my favorite Star Kid, and so it's a baseball tee, and on the back it has Blim and then the number 1, and so like I wore that one day, and I got some. It was really cool, and then I wore my Doctor Who shirt one day. I wore a Harry Potter shirt, and then what did I wear the last? Oh, I wore a Todrick Hall T-shirt. And only two people were like, "Wait, is that Todrick?" I'm like, "Yeah."
It's awesome.
Yeah, not like, a bunch of us were joking online the other day that we on the the surveys for next year, we put Todrick as the guest we want to see because he would enjoy himself way too much there.
Yeah.
See, I don't like to do too elaborate cosplays because I think it can get uncomfortable, and I feel like comfort's important, especially when you do, like the things, because, you're out at 8 in the morning and you're not back till like 6 or 7 at night, and that's, if you don't stay and go to the ball or whatever. So I don't want it to do like crazy. Like the one girl was like that Transformer, which was awesome, but I could not do that all day.
I know the girl who did Transformer. I'm like, how?
Well, she also stayed in the Hyatt, so she was able to go back to her.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. So like,
see, I didn't. That was one thing I was kind of glad I didn't cosplay, because I was in a hotel that I had to wait for my dad to come pick me up when he had to go change. The only time I went back to my room to change was the Saturday of the ball, because I wore shorts and a t-shirt all day, and then I wore my TARDIS dress that night, and so I had my dad come pick me up.
But then with that though too, they kind of planned that things kind of end a little bit earlier Saturday, and the ball doesn't start later, so you have time.
Good.
Yeah, so like my Katniss cosplay wasn't too bad.
Okay, what was... Alright.
Wasn't there another question? I thought there was.
Was there? I didn't see one. Let me see.
Did I not get it? Oh, no, never mind. We already answered that.
Okay.
Did we answer what time does it start and end, or was I not there for that?
Not really.
Not really, but Bethany just kind of said it. It's like 8 to midnight almost.
Yeah, but then like if you don't want to do a lottery for signings and photo booths, like panels don't start at 9, but the 9 panels aren't too many, and they're really low key mostly. So 10, more like 10, and then there are like some panels, the most kind of end by like 5, but there are a little bit 5, 6. But the last one of the day again they're pretty low key. It'd be like the sing-alongs or the lounge with Maureen, and then
the lounge with Maureen is just say whatever they want.
It was really fun though.
Yeah,
and then Sunday things and opening or closing ceremonies were at 3.
They finished at 3, but they actually ended up at like 2.
Well,
I want to say technically.
And then we all went to the. Then I went back to the marketplace and acted out on people.
I'm curious because I have to go pretty soon.
Okay.
What were some of your highlight panels and highlight photo booth /
meetings?
Can we just say, I guess, meetings from that part, because I didn't really do.
Yeah, I had a better experience that wasn't necessarily at the photo booth.
Yeah.
Panels.
That's what.
Panels.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Go first. Someone go first.
Because I know this by heart.
Okay.
I think my top 2, I have to say, my one was definitely the Broadway sing-along, because how often can you say you've heard Anthony Rapp sing Seasons of Love live? For me, my Broadway heart was, I didn't put this in any of my videos, but I had my friend Eileen, who I did both sing-alongs. I went with her. I had her hold the camera for me, because when I heard the music start, my hands immediately went. I was like, and I had to sit down. It was terrible, just because like I said, Anthony Rapp Rant kind of started me into my huge Broadway obsession. And so it was really cool. Like I said, how many times can you? And I love Tessa's. I have a video of Tessa and Anthony singing "Suddenly Seymour," and Tessa's face the entire time, like he's singing to her, she's like, and I'm like, that is us. Like, she was representing all of us like true Broadway. Well, I can't say true Broadway, like hardcore Broadway fandom fangirls. So that was a highlight of my entire weekend. Like and then another panel I really, really enjoyed that I didn't think I would. Like I really didn't think I was going to enjoy it at all. I really liked the What is a Full-Time Geek?
Mm-hmm.
That had not Anthony, Peter Hollins, the lead, the guy from Harry and the Potters, the girl, what's her name? Lee
Love or something like that.
Yeah, her, and then one of the guys from Welcome to Night Vale, which I had never heard of before I went there.
Really?
Yeah, I had never heard of it, but I've been looking him up. It's really cool. But they talked about, like, how do you describe what you do to your family, to your friends? Like, I really didn't think I was going to like it, but it was the only panel I was going to be able to see Peter Hollins on. Mm. And so it was really cool to see that. Like, I loved it a lot more than I thought I would. And then I think one of my favorite meetings. My favorite photo booth was Tessa, just because she was, oh my gosh, I've been excited.
I can't wait to see that video she was making. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that.
Oh, she was doing a video? That'll be cool.
Yeah, like you got like your 2-second dance clip with her.
Yeah.
That she's gonna make a Shake It Off music video too.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it was really cool. Just because she's so sweet. She's if you watch my vlogs at all, you saw on day 3 that I gave her a book and I was telling her how much like she meant to me. So it was really awesome to get to meet and talk to her several times. Mm-hmm. But Peter Hollins, I got to meet Peter Hollins Saturday at the ball. And Saturday morning they told us he was going home that day.
Oh.
Yeah, because he got sick.
And so something happened and he ended up having to go to the ER. And so he came back, which was really nice. And so I met him after the ball. And we literally, we walked out of the main stage, up the escalator, and out the doors together. It was really cool. So I got to talk to him and have a full conversation. I got to tell him, my dad let me listen to his CD on the way up there, and he's like, and I said my dad actually kind of seemed to enjoy it, and my dad doesn't like a lot of the same stuff I do. Mm-hmm. So he goes, well, it's really cool to know that families can listen to it, and he's like, I didn't really expect a lot of people to want this CD.
Yeah.
And so it was really cool. Like I loved getting to talk to him. So.
Okay. So my favorite panel, they kind of go together. It was like the Jack Emerson Let's Get Real booth, and then the body image panel. So they're like kind of the same thing. But I just love the atmosphere and the support and everything, because so many people in that room have gone through so much, but we've all kind of, not all, but a lot of us have gone through the same thing, so we could kind of lean off of each other and support each other. And it was just a really, close, I don't know, it was just great. And then meeting-wise, probably was gonna open at the close that night, Wednesday night. I was in the Madame Malkin's robes shop, and me and my friend Tristan were there, and we were just wandering around, shopping. We did all, just been going through the shops, and all of a sudden we hear this screaming noise, and it's somebody comes up, and it's Tessa. She freaks out because she saw us, and she ran up and gave us all these hugs, and freaking out that we were there, and it was just so cool because guests don't typically fangirl over us; we fangirl over them, and it was just really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, apparently Kim Rhodes fangirled over everybody. She's saying at closing.
Yeah, it was so funny. I walked up to her, and I'm like, this is insane. She goes, what? And I'm like, the fact that I'm meeting you, I've grown up watching you, seriously. And she goes, and I'm like, this is just, thank you for being here. And she goes, well, thank you so much for waiting. That's so sweet. I can't imagine people waiting to meet me.
But seriously, oh my gosh, though, have you guys seen that thing on Twitter where, someone runs and she's like, no running in the lobby?
Well, did you see, there's 2 girls who did, during her, I'm excited for her photo booth to come out because there was so many funny poses. Mm-hmm. There's 2 girls that she went up and she had a little smirk and she was holding their ears. And they were like, it was perfect.
That would be fun.
So I like her a lot. Yeah, it was really nice. The guests were a lot more humble than I expected them to be. Mm-hmm. I unfortunately did not get a moment to talk to Ty. I'm kind of sad.
Man, I will okay, my panel, the one on the Saturday, which no one went to, and we were all tired because it was right after I did my escape room, so I was asleep. It just turned into us. It was supposed to be about keeping fandom alive when it was over, but we kind of turned it into talking about Ty. And how great he was and everything. And, oh my gosh, it's so cute he did this thing. And, oh my gosh.
That's funny.
We should have tweeted him saying we're talking about you. Oh my god. I was too tired to think of doing that though. Oh yeah, I haven't said my favorite panel yet.
Mhm.
So my favorite panel was Muzzled the Musical. Okay, a lot of people probably don't know what that is if they're watching
Oh
this.
yeah.
It's this. Do you know? You both know what that is, right? Bethany,
Yeah.
did you go to Muzzled?
I didn't go, but I heard a bunch about
Okay,
it.
someone else went. Okay, so Muzzled's this thing where it's like a bunch of different actors from like things on the internet, like Lizzie Bennett and Star Kid and a bunch of other things, and some TV shows. They're all in this thing. It's 3 episodes so far, but they're gonna make more. And they describe it as like I don't want to give anything away. It's like people live in this kingdom and whatever, and some people aren't allowed to sing because they lost a war, so only princesses are allowed to sing. So some people decide they don't like that, and then they want to like fight it. But it's just so funny. It's like medieval and stuff, but it's kind of like in a modern day setting. It's just so hilarious. Hello?
Yeah.
Is it still working?
Yeah.
It looked like you guys were frozen in the corner. I'm like, oh no.
No,
No.
sorry, my sister.
But yeah, and it was really good. Afterwards, they had like, a few of them, like Mary-Kate Wild and Maxwell Glick were there, and they were like, and the guy who wrote it, whose name wasn't in the program book, unfortunately, so I don't know what his name was, but they were like talking about it after and saying they might make more episodes if it does well. I'm like, oh my gosh. We only got to see 2 episodes, and there's only going to be 3 so far, and we need more because we want backstory. Like, everyone wanted the backstory. Like, immediately,
It sounded like it was good. I didn't get to go.
It was the greatest thing. Oh my gosh! And then they sang.
Like I didn't
And
know anything about him before I like went. Like I had never heard his name before. Like I didn't
Maxwell?
know this guy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's the Disney guy. I only know him because he was friends with Andre from the other channel I like from Bravo.
Well, and it was like really cool. Like I went to a couple things of his. Like he was part of John Cozart's improv.
Yeah.
He was part of course, you know, the Disney sing along, the Broadway sing along.
Yeah.
It was just really cool. You know, hadn't heard, but then I also saw him on a panel. I kind of went to the How to Disney. I didn't stay very long, just because I wanted to see Thomas Sanders.
Yeah, he's the Disney guy. He does Disney videos. That's his thing.
So I've actually
really cool.
subscribed to him. Kind of watched like a lot in the last week.
But he's
like,
really
it's
cool.
really cool.
What was the other question besides panels?
Guests.
Like guest interaction?
Yeah. I
don't know which one I'm gonna pick because like I feel like almost every interaction I had with guests was very awkward and like I liked them. It was just kind of like I feel like they were laughing at me.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there were 2 where they didn't. Well, 3. Jackie Emerson was nice. I just didn't get to spend much time with her because like she was doing like the sitting down thing, and I wanted to do that, but like I was busy that whole day, so it's like, yeah, that didn't happen. Meredith from Star Kid, she let me walk around with her a bit, which was nice. That wasn't on YouTube. Because I didn't film, because I didn't want to, like, creep her out. Because people were running up to her asking for pictures. I'm like, I'm just going to throw this camera in your face. Like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And, oh, yeah, Drunk Joey, but you already know that one.
That was funny.
That was funny.
That was funny and weird, but it's like, that's the only one where I didn't really, like, flip out besides Jackie. Jackie rocked, too.
Well, when you saw Julia at the panel, the witchy stuff, that wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. Did you see my vlog?
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. Okay. Yeah, I guess it wasn't that bad. I liked the meetup, actually. That was probably really good, too. But, like, the Joey thing surprised me. I think I was most surprised because he knew who I was.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
He knew exactly who I was. And I didn't have my name tag, so it's not like he cheated or just read it.
No, yeah. No, he, like, knew.
Like, he knew. And
That's
it's weird because
nice.
I hate to say this. Like, I hate to talk about his popularity some more, but he has a lot of Twitter followers.
Yeah.
I think he's over 100K. But I think it's because of Tin Can Brothers, because I always comment on their stuff, so that's probably how they know me. I don't know if Corey knew who I was, and I don't know if I want to, because that was, God.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I think I really liked, like, I haven't actually talked about this. I keep forgetting, like, Thursday, I had down there in the refreshments area talking to Maria, and all of a sudden she's like, your eyes got like this big round. Kurt, Dom, and Titus walked in to get coffee before your opening ceremony, like while they were on break from practice of opening ceremonies, and like, you know, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to talk to this guy, like, seriously. And so I went over there, and like we kind of were standing back while they were getting their coffee, but Kurtman said hello to us. Like, he could tell we were waiting on them. And he said hello to us, and, like, we stood down there for almost 15 minutes talking, and they were being really sweet, and I got a picture with Kurt, and then we were talking a little bit longer, and he's like, hang on, and he goes back over to Titus and Dom, and we kind of think, he's done talking to us, we're going to go. And as we start to leave, we hear him whisper, you put that coffee down and go take pictures of those girls. Goodness. And I was like, what?
I love the
Who said
warblers.
that? Who said put it down?
Kurt to Titus and Dom. They were over there fixing their coffee. But it was really funny because one of their friends, I don't know who it was, but took the picture for us of Kurt and Murray. And he goes, I'm going to do it sideways so you can get Titus's butt in there. And Titus scooted over to the left. And he goes, no, Titus, to the right. So he moved to the right, and you see in there the picture. He's kind of turning over, but he's sticking his butt out. It's like perfect.
I love the warblers. They're the best.
I love them so much. We got to wave to them the first day. A few of us, like, when we were walking in the lobby, like, but yeah, I wish I got to talk to them. But like I said again, I barely saw anyone walking around.
Yeah.
So, like,
let me see if I can find this picture because it's great. It is so sweet. Please say I still have it. I have some really awkward pictures from day one. It was weird.
I barely take pictures with any celebrities unless, like, someone else is initiating it because, like, I feel so awkward. I don't know.
Most of
never
them I was really awkward with, but there was a few that I was like, Kurt, I didn't mind going up and talking to. I talked to
like the picture
Brian.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't heard enough time talking to them, so, like, the pictures make it, like, the picture makes it more awkward almost. Because it's like you stop in the middle of the station.
It's like,
maybe next time.
I was that really weird person who asked, what's his face? Brian for a video.
You asked Brian for a video?
Yeah.
Oh, did he do it?
Yeah, he
did. Did he do it?
Which really surprised me. Like,
was it in the vlog?
No. I asked him
Can we see it?
Yeah, he said he just saying hello to my little sister.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's fun.
It was really nice. I go because my sister, he remembered my sister from summer season because instead of, my shirt said Blim, my sister said Holden.
Oh,
I'm a huge Holden fan, and so she asked if and so I was like, okay. My sister, we saw you guys last year at summer season, and my sister and I made T-shirts hers was the one that she made the Brian Holden shirt last year. He goes, oh yeah, that was so sweet. That was really, really nice. And so, and I'm like, Holly really, really wanted to come this year. Hang on a sec. Yay! Sorry, my sister sent me a Snapchat. I was like, she really, really wanted to come, but she had to babysit this week, and she just wasn't able to come. I was wondering if I could have a video of you saying hi to her because she really wanted to come and see you guys again. And he goes, yeah, Holly, right? I'm like, because I had said her name like 6 times in my explanation. I'm like, yeah, Holly. He goes, okay, yeah. And so he's like, hi, Holly. I really wish you were here. But I hope that kid you're babysitting is also real cool. I was like, nerd. But it was really sweet.
See, Brian's actually one of my favorites. It's just like, how do you even talk to him? Because, like, and I know I'm not the only one who thinks this because, like, everyone's like, oh my gosh, we totally have to, like, impress him. He seems so, like. Oh, I see.
I just saw that come up too.
I saw that. That's Kurt Mega, right?
I'm trying to think of some like smarky remark to come back. Like, well, I'm pretty sure I'm more excited or something.
Say 844.
I'm about to do that. I'm about to say I'm 844.
Do it.
844. I love him so much. It's great. Did you guys see the tweet that happened Thursday night? We were talking with Maya. Okay, it was me, Maya, Lauren, and Taylor. Sarah. No, Sarah wasn't there anymore. And we're talking, and Maya's pretty much almost asleep. And she goes, Rob. And just randomly was like, Rob. And so that was kind of our running joke of the night was Rob. If something like, something, Rob. And so then we were on a group chat, so everybody kept tweeting Rob, Bay, Rob. And I went, Kurt. Because, and so I tweeted that. I'm like, everybody else, Rob. Me, Kurt, ... He saw it and said, and replied, eh? I didn't even tag him in it. And so I'm like, I gotta be really careful with what I tweet now.
Yeah.
But I love it.
I'm always very careful about what I tweet now because, like, I have a few people I really like following me, like, who are kind of famous. Like, there's this guy named Andre who I told you about. He's a YouTuber, and he knows who I am, it turns out, from Con Bravo. He follows me, and so, like, I feel like I have to behave for him. Same with Nick Lang, especially after yesterday. I'm the teacher from the principal from Mean Girls.
Yes, you did good. Oh my
and
gosh,
someone else, Rob also follows me, and so do a bunch of interviewers I like. You've probably never heard of them, but, like, yeah, I feel like I have to behave extra well now.
Well, like, I didn't think I had a problem. Like, I didn't think he'd ever actually see anything I tweeted, because, you know, it's Kurt Mega, you know? Why would he see something I tweeted?
Yeah.
I was like, eh? And so my smooth remark back was, because it was like almost 1:30 in the morning, and so I said late night for us, and I was like, late night conversations turned into GeekyCon recaps. Everyone's talking about their interactions with Rob. I'm talking about my interactions with you. #sorry. He's like, he tweeted back, it's okay, and I'm like, you're just so sweet. Why? Like, can we be best friends? Like, please.
Okay, so question. In your opinion, from what you saw, who do you think had the biggest crowd around them at Geeky?
Oh, the Star Kids. Easy.
Yeah, probably.
Specifically, which ones?
Oh, okay. I feel like I saw Joe Walker had a huge group, like 20
Walker and Rob, I think. And I'm like, it's so funny because clearly everyone, like, the Star Kids were expecting it to be Joey, and even Joey's, like, expecting it now. Yeah. So, like, he was surprised, like, more people were talking to Walker than him, and it's
Walker,
like, oh, okay. Like, not that he's, like, oh my gosh, touching me, but, like, Walker had a huge crowd. So did Rob, because, like, Rob, I don't know. I bet you Nick would have had 2 this year because so many of us, like, know him, sort of. Few of us do. Maya does.
Like, I feel like the reason Rob had a huge group was just because, you know, we didn't think he'd be there.
Yeah.
We don't have an opportunity as much to see him with the fact he lives in Australia.
Exactly.
It's not, you know, a lot of people get to go see Star Kid a good amount of times, so they've seen these other people.
Yay, lucky them. Don't rub it.
I've seen them all. I feel like I spent I personally saw, I personally saw Walker more than I saw the other Star Kids, just because I feel like he was walking around more.
Yeah.
But of course, you know, like you said, Lauren's more of an introvert, so she didn't go out and walk around as much.
She seemed like freaked out. That's why I didn't talk to her, because I don't want to bother her.
Yeah, I wanted to, but at the same time I didn't.
Yeah.
So I did. I did at the signing, but
yeah. Well, I did watch.
Like, again, like, I don't understand her like a lot of other people.
Well, I never really ran into her again though either. So.
Well, at the very when all the Star Kids were out at the Ann Arbor Tees after closing, and while they were all out there, Lauren was there too, and they were all slowly trying to leave. But I was waiting to talk to Corey, and because I wanted to meet Corey, I wanted him to sign my shirt. I wanted to tell him, you know, I saw you a couple years at Darren's concert. I wanted him to know, you know, I thank him for everything he does. Like, he has worked so hard for them, and for Tin Can Brothers, you know, he works his behind off. And so I was waiting on him, and Lauren's just standing there. And so I'm kind of like, I was like, can I tell you something? And like, you know, she's like, yeah, what? And so I told her, I was like, one of my favorite memories from summer season last year was when we got to meet you. She goes, oh, really? I was like, we went up to you, and Julia told you we were from Oklahoma, and you started singing Oklahoma. And I'm like, that's just one of my favorite memories, because it's, you know, so not something most people would do. And she's like, oh, well, that's so sweet. And, like, that was our conversation. And I didn't push it any farther.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I didn't push anything. Like, Julia was a meetup. Jackie was, like, a bunch of us talking to her. Meredith was like, yeah, let's walk around, let's shop, so, like, why not? Joey actually talked to me and was, like, asking me how I was doing and if I was okay and everything. I think he was the only one who really understood that I was, well, him and sort of Meredith, like, I was nervous and not, like, depressed, because apparently I look depressed when I'm nervous. Yeah, and it turns out I do, because I saw in the video. But yeah, But yeah, like I think you did well with Lauren because I know like you have to do the balance of wanting to talk to them, but if they look busy or bothered, like maybe not.
You
But
just have
like
to
you did
know.
well,
I feel
and
like there was
don't
a lot of
like
people who didn't understand the fact that, they're people too.
Yeah.
I did see a few people, mainly with the Star Kids, and a few with Thomas. I did see it once with Thomas Sanders. Like, they felt like they had to stay and talk to them. Like, I paid for it. You need to be able to talk to me. I felt like there was it wasn't a lot. There was not a lot this year. I
that
feel
wasn't
like,
a guaranteed thing you paid for.
yeah.
That's the truth.
And so it's
It's
like,
not said that in the con description.
yeah. And so
I
I
don't
feel
think
like,
it's in
a
the
lot of
contract.
people, it wasn't a lot of people actually. I saw a good amount, not even a good amount. Like, I saw some people who I thought I could see from where I was, just, they felt like they were obligated to be talked to.
Supposedly, compared to other years, this was a better year for people talking to people.
Yeah, it was.
Because apparently at Portland and I think 2012 Leaky, I think that was Chicago, people were getting mobbed. Like StarKid was totally getting mobbed the whole time the year they did AVPSY.
Yeah.
And Portland. Portland wasn't crazy.
Last year it wasn't as bad, but it was way better this year.
Well, let's face it. Like I hate saying this, but last year
too.
they didn't have Walker, Joey, or Lauren, or Jamie.
Well, even like with like some of the not even necessarily the Star Kids, just like I remember Scarlett. I think that's her name.
Scarlett from Harry Potter, right?
Yeah, from Harry Potter.
Did she get mobbed?
Yeah, like somebody was like on the escalator. People were like, she was like trying to get off the escalator, and people were like trying to get her, and she couldn't get off the escalator.
See, I was expecting them to go with Anthony Rapp this year, because, like, everyone's going on to Anthony Rapp, and I love him too, of course. But, like, oh my gosh, I thought he was going to get mobbed, and I'm like, oh, poor man.
I was really glad it didn't, because, like, you could just tell from his demeanor he was not comfortable.
This was not going to
But at the same time, like, once he's up on the stage, he was comfortable. But when he was down with people, he really wasn't. Because, like, I went to part of the Let's Play with Pale and Switchy.
Okay, yeah.
I've heard of
and
that.
like the moment he got on stage with the controller in his hand, he was a completely different person. And like when he was up performing at opening ceremonies, completely different person.
Yeah, because he's acting.
I love him.
Well, so I'm not doing that, but you know. But yeah,
it was really
I feel like I don't know. Some people like I don't know. I think some of them are like used to having fans. I think I don't know if Anthony. Well, and some of them are more extroverted. Like I think Walker did a good job from StarKid. Walker did a good job with fans. Jackie did a good job. Oh yay!
I have it back there.
Joey did a good job. Even when he was drunk, he did a good job. So he was with Joey. But like other people, like Lauren seemed very nervous. Who else? I think Corey at the end was surprised anyone was talking to him, but he had like a crowd for an hour.
Yeah. I know, I was so happy.
And I think it might have been because he was the only one left.
I started that. I'm the one who went over to talk to him first. Like, and then like we walked over and then we moved, and then they followed, and I was like, we got the picture. I started that.
I think I was the very end of it with Lexi, because afterwards it's like, how long were you there for?
I was only there for like 15 minutes because my dad
and then
was
you
like,
let the awkwardness happen. Like, did you see me awkwardly hug him? That was hilarious.
No, I didn't get a hug.
I did that with everyone. Okay, like it was weird, except for Joey, because like we hugged when we saw each other or whatever. Like after we talked for a bit, it wasn't weird. But like everyone else, and I don't know if I did this with Jackie or not, but like I'd talk to them for a bit, and then I was comfortable. I'm like, yeah, I'll hug you now. Like awkward, and they get surprised.
I think my favorite hug, I have to admit, there was a lot of people who gave amazing hugs this year. Thomas Sanders gave awesome hugs. John Cozart gave good hugs. Kim Rhodes gave like the most like
Tessa hugs.
Like Tessa had great hugs.
Nice. I don't think Tessa likes me, to be honest, but yeah,
Tessa doesn't not like anybody. I keep telling you that.
She doesn't like me, I don't think.
I'm pretty sure it's impossible for Tessa not to like people.
She's like she just doesn't really like. I don't know if she doesn't like dislike me. She just I don't know. She likes everyone else more than she likes me, which is fine.
She doesn't know you as much, I don't think.
She doesn't, and like I've tweeted her and stuff. It's not a big deal. Like I said two things to her at the con. I said, "Where's Bethany?" once because I was looking for you. And I asked if her voice was okay at the very end. She's like, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, okay. And I was like yelling across, I love your dress at one point. She didn't turn around, but I don't know if she knew it was for her.
Yeah, poor girl. She was talking Sunday about how bad about her voice after
her voice was so bad on Sunday.
It was crazy.
Yeah, but the thing is like, I don't know. I don't think she likes me that much, which is okay. like, I don't know. I'm not one of, like, her stans. I like her. I'm just not one of her stans, so maybe, I don't know. It's just
That'd be
different.
me.
But I do like her, so.
Yeah, she's great. Okay, let's see. One more question, and then we're gonna have to go.
Okay.
More
Okay.
than welcome to do this more than often. I think this is an awesome idea.
I just like
We
talking
can do
about
this
going
for
to
other things,
Geeky.
too, like other things going on in our lives if we want to discuss things, like
Yeah.
anything we want to give advice on or, like, talk
Yeah,
about.
I like that.
I just
and
like talking
this.
about Geeky with people. That's always fun.
Yeah.
Because my family's kind of stopping making me tell the same stories over and over again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
There's an
Okay.
ABPS read through right now. That's why we're losing so many people. Thanks,
Yeah.
Sarah.
Well, they're
No, I'm just
not.
kidding, but, like, seriously.
Actually, it was my idea. Because
Oh, it's okay.
we were trying to figure out, like, because you said you were having problems with it, and I'm like,
Oh, no, it
I'm
was
not
going to
gonna be
happen no
here
matter
very
what.
Well, we could
long.
always do this
That's
kind of thing
determined.
again once it gets like closer to the con and people
Yeah,
get tickets and know they're going and stuff.
Yeah. Well, okay.
We can do this
This
for
is not really
Geeky.
about the con. This is more like fandom inspired idea. I'm
All right.
and it is kind of geeky-ish, but from Geeky. But it is. Has anything changed in the 2-3 weeks since we've gotten back that you may have like thoughts on certain? Let's see, how do I say this? Have you views or how you approach your fandom stuff changed at all since you got back from Geeky?
Well, I felt like before Geeky, for certain fandoms and like certain approaches, stuff like Harry Potter and whatever, and even Star Kid, because people are bitching about drama, which doesn't even exist. Same with Harry Potter. Same with other things, like weird things, like I can't think of it right now, like Glee. Glee was a big one. Like I feel like after going to Geeky and actually having programming where we actually discuss stuff in person, and there's no like getting lost in the grapevine of online crap and like people getting confused, like we're all on the same page. I feel like more confident in like saying what I think and liking what I like and not being ashamed, even like in my life and online.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I feel a lot more like confident to say that I enjoy it. Like it's gotten better a lot. Like especially since I made my Twisted Starfiver account. Since I started watching Tessa and Kristen's videos, it's gotten better. Like I went my entire sophomore and junior year without telling anybody I was a fangirl because I was bullied so bad. Freshman.
I felt like I feel like going to these cons and stuff, it's a good reminder that you're not the only one that likes this stuff as much. Because like I like things, and like let's say I like what's a good example? Harry Potter or whatever, or no, I'll say certain Disney movies, like, and I'm passionate about talking about them and everything. It's like I'm saying all this stuff. It's like, is everyone else really that passionate about it? Or am I just being crazy, and am I like the really crazy one? And then like you go to these, and this applies to their cons too. I felt the same way at Bravo, even Fan Expo to a degree. Like it's not weird to like those things. I know everyone else is just as passionate. Like that's talking about it. It's not weird.
Yeah. Well, today I started my sophomore year of college today, and I'm a theater major, which. Feels amazing to say finally. Like, I've been wanting to do this since I was little, and I thought, it'll never happen. I'm not going to be a theater major. But I went to my first class today, and it was one of my required for theater. And I walked in there, fine, really nervous because it's a new school. And I sit in there, and one of his things was he wanted us to go through our purses / wallets and find something that represents us.
Yeah.
I pulled out my Doctor Who keychain without worrying about what anybody thought. If I would have done that last year, I wouldn't have. I would probably pulled out my credit card my debit card because it's my high school. That's what I probably would have done. But I was proud to say, I'm a huge Doctor Who nerd, and I went to a convention 2 weeks ago. So this keychain not only has memories from this fan convention that I got to meet so many of my people I've been talking to online for a year, but it's Doctor Who, which is one of my favorite fandoms. I had people going, I love Doctor Who. That is so cool. Wait, GeekyCon? And I was that was so cool. I'm not ashamed to say, I spent 3 months worth of money for a convention in Florida.
Yeah.
So it was just really cool. I'm glad I got to go.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. It was more like when I came home last year. That it's like I'm more confident in who I am as like a geek because, like, you don't know people here, and you get made fun of it for being here, and you feel so alone. But then you go down there, and there's people just like you, and you know it is. You feel not alone, and you feel like you have a place of belonging, and you feel confident in yourself.
It's great.
But this year, kind of, it just like we did that.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. So, well, girls, it's been awesome, and for everybody who's watching and has watched this, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We want to do more like this. I really want to do more like this.
This was fun.
I plan on doing like towards in a couple weeks, not even a couple weeks, probably in a week, 2 weeks maybe. Back to school, because I know a lot of you guys haven't started school yet.
I haven't.
Oklahoma,
I go back the 9th.
Lucky you.
Nice. It's just a bunch of us like here in the Midwest that have started early. Most people don't start till September, so I'm gonna do kind of another one of these soon, and I might get
maybe like I don't know. It'd be fun if we could like do this like as like a thing.
Yeah.
And like maybe do one on Bethany's channel.
Okay.
Like, on my channel, because
I want to actually start doing YouTube. I just have I have 13, but if people if we do
stuff like this, people will like start getting to know you.
Yeah.
More, I feel like, because that's like something we can do for your channel. I have 105 last I checked, so it's like I guess I'm a little more, but like we can like take turns hosting them or whatever. I was supposed to host tonight's, but then it failed. So thank you for hosting.
So it's been awesome. Of course, I'll do this for anything, because I feel it was a great idea. People need to know stuff that's gonna happen. Be prepared, because if I would have known some of this stuff last year, I would have been way more prepared this year.
Yeah.
I'm already preparing for next year. So it's something you need to know. It's not consuming my life, but it's something that I want to put a lot of energy and time into.
It's fun to like get excited for. It's something to look forward to. And
like Kurt Mega said, like we've already said with Kurt Mega. I'm 844 ready.
Or was it Jamie? Was it Jamie who tweeted it? That's like she looks forward to this more than Christmas or something like. One of the Star Kids tweeted that.
Yeah, I think it was Jamie or Lauren. It was Jamie.
Somebody was.
But it was definitely one of them, one of the girls.
Kayla just tweeted.
Kayla asked something.
Love in Kayla. She just tweeted to us, "You guys are my new favorites."
Thank you.
So sweet. We love you. That's really nice. Thank you for watching. But yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And if you have any suggestions on like some live streams like this, we can do videos you want to see on any of our channels.
I like the back to school one. That'd be fun.
We'll do that. We'll do that one next. We can do that.
Yeah. So start asking us questions. You can message any of us on Twitter.
Yeah,
we can
Twitter,
in the description for this. Like you can edit it and like put all our like YouTube, Twitter, maybe Tumblr.
Yeah, we'll do all that.
We'll pick a day and like we'll announce it a few days before this time, because we're even sure when this one was gonna happen. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we'll do this. I'm so excited. It's been great.
It's been fun.
And it's really awesome to talk to you for like, I only talked to you like 10 seconds at Geeky, Bethany. So
I know.
I actually get to see you again, because it's just so nice to see faces I saw in Florida again.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like, I miss it. It's different being home, but
it is. I miss my geeky friends.
And it's something we need yearly is help. We were discussing on Google Hangout a couple nights ago. I and two other girls are going to start investing in a cabin in the middle of the country.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna live in it, guys. We're all gonna live together.
We gotta like do our own camp. Like we have Geeky, but we gotta do like a camp version of Geeky.
Yeah.
Where it's like a week in the woods and we do stuff. We can like reenact scenes from Harry Potter and Hunger Games. Well, maybe not Hunger Games, because that's kind of no.
Yeah, we
can do the cave scene.
We can do the cave scene, and we can do like we can do the training scenes.
There we go.
Everything else, like
we can just play like intense hide and seek and pretend it's Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Well, they have real Camp Half-Bloods.
Yeah, they do. It's just crazy. Like, we need to do stuff like this.
That would be a big seller. People would go to that.
We need fandom camp. Like, that'll be a thing.
That is something I want to do in my life. Like, that is one of my
goals. That's what I'm thinking. Like, what if I become, like, a programmer?
Broadway Con's a thing now. And like the Harry Potter
do it, Bethany.
We gotta do it. Eventually. Beat them at their own game.
Yeah, there we go. Let's take over mischief management.
Let's do it.
We'll take it over.
All right. Well, thank you, girls, so much. And like I said, I'll edit the description.
Okay.
Give you all 3 of our Twitters, all 3 of our
YouTubes, and Tumblr. Do you have Tumblr, Ashley?
I do not. So just message
Just
me
put
yours
me
and
and
I'll put
Becky
yours
as
down
them.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, it was awesome seeing you all.
Yes,
Thank you for
bye.
watching, and I will see you later. Mwah. Thank you.
Bye.
Love.
Bye.